extra strength, so we gave us the power, so we he's showing out, that's why we
Yo, we are back, episode 18 of season 2 of the Not the Same podcast, hosted by this one word, C-Micah, and that one word over there, Mr. Rob Redeem.
Yeah, man.
We're glad, gracious, and very, very happy to be back with y'all. And if you are confused and don't understand what is going on, well, be confused then. No, I'm kidding. Nah, man, hey, we had to have an early show for, personal reasons, man.
Reasons. Yeah, but we didn't want to. We wanted to give y'all a show, though. We wanted to give y'all a show.
Still want to give y'all a show. And with this early show, I can't find all my stuff. So, hey, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you have not hit the notification bell, you were not notified that we are live on this show unless Rob personally hit you up and you didn't get personally hit up or tagged in something. Don't be offended. Just hit the notification bell.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Then next time you'll know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If I didn't hit you up or tag you or whatever, it's only because, look, man, this was a last minute thing. We coming on an hour early, but we still wanted to get this show out, man. So, we can go ahead and get it started, man. Hey, listen, if you would like to be a rebroadcaster of the Not the Same Podcast Sports Show, please hit us up. You can hit us up at notthesamepodcast@gmail.com. We do sports every Wednesday. So, if you want to be a rebroadcaster, just let us know. Hit our inbox, see what you're talking about, and we'll see what we can make happen, man, to be a rebroadcaster of the Not the Same Podcast Sports Show.
Yes, sir. And I just found a button. So if I had sneezed at some point, but number one, see on the screen, hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to Not the Same Podcast, go ahead and subscribe. Right. No more delay. And lastly, hit the notification bell so you will know, just like days like today, when we come on early, because we may do it every once in a while. You never know, because brothers got lives, but we will refuse to leave y'all hanging. We want to do a live show because sports is a live thing. And, you know what I'm saying? We do it because we love y'all and we love doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of both. Take your pick, but both of them love. You know what I'm saying?
All love, all the way around.
All the way around. What Rob said.
Yeah.
All right, man. With that being said, man, let's go on and get into it, man. Let's see what's popping. And yes, Hagen, an early show today. Let's get it. Somebody tell me what's popping. All right, what's popping? Number one, let's get started with the latest NBA news, brother. What is the latest?
Hey, what the latest is, look, man, the Celtics. That's what the latest is. They get ready to be chilling for a minute. They swept their series, as they should have. Listen, I got to eat a little crow. When we first started this series, I said I think the Pacers could possibly win because the Celtics wasn't serious. But due to injury, and we'll talk more about this a little later, due to injury and the Celtics just dominating the entire series, they swept them 4-0 over in the East. So they will be awaiting the winner of the other game in the Western Conference Finals, which are the Mavs and the T-Wolves. We'll talk more about that a little later as well, which the Mavs are up 3-1. So I believe the NBA Finals start June the 6th, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll start June 6th regardless of what. But Boston, they still got some days to rest and maybe get Porzingis back and some more stuff. So we'll get more into that a little later.
One thing I can say about Indiana, and this is it, preview for later in the show, they have nothing to hold their head down about.
At all, bro.
Nothing. Yes, that was a sweep, but that was the most unsweepy sweep ever. You know, they just young, kind of choked a little bit at the end of the games, but they ain't got nothing to hold their head. They got a bright future. Real bright future.
Big time, bro. Big time.
And some of their role players really stepped up, man. Shout out to Nemhard. He was playing hard, pun to his name.
And McConnell.
Yeah, man.
TJ McConnell was balling, bro.
Balling, boy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so shout out to the Pacers, man, and Halliburton got hurt, and we'll see what happens next year. They nothing to hold their head down, like you said. They won the in-season tourney. They got to the conference finals, so I think they're ahead of schedule, if you ask me. So
I agree.
It was the perfect year for the Pacers to do what they needed to do so they can get that confidence.
That's it. That's all you got for the NBA?
For the NBA, brother.
Okay, I got a late addition, man. Rest in peace to Bill Walton, Hall of Fame player.
Yes.
Man, he won the only players. He won 2 national championships in college, as well 2 national championships in the NBA for 2 different teams, one for Portland and one for the Boston Celtics. Bill Walton is a player I always remember because I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, which means I rooted for a college team by the name of the Memphis State Tigers at that time. When Bill Walton went to the college national championship, it was the one time my team ever went to the national championship. He went 20 for 21 in that game. The boy was beyond in his bag. You know what I'm saying? And I cannot hate him. To go 20 for 21 in a national championship championship game, that hit different. Bill Walton, I know he was known, and he has 2 Hall of Fame careers. He had a Hall of Fame career as a player and as an announcer. You may think he was goofy or whatever, man, but he was good. He was a free spirit. This wasn't like when Bobby Knight died. You know, Bobby Knight, you heard good things and negative things. I ain't heard not one negative thing about Bill Walton since he passed. He was liked by white people and black people. He fought for civil rights as well as other things. He was a very and you know, I'm not a rock person, but there's this group called Grateful Dead. He loved Grateful Dead. He'd be on the sideline announcing games in full tie-dye Grateful Dead shirts. He was just a free spirit, kind of put you in the mind of John Madden, but way more expressive, but similar. You know what I'm saying? Just a free-spirited type of guy. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. You know, and prayers to his family. You know, we forget about his son,
Luke
Walton, who played in the NBA and coached the Lakers for a hot second. So, you know, prayers to his family and the Sacramento Kings. So, yeah, man, Bill Walton, definitely a great. He was hilarious when he would because he would come up with words that you never heard of in the middle of the broadcast. But
yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Bill Walton, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. WNBA news, brother.
WNBA news. Listen, folks. And yes, we talking about Caitlin Clark as WNBA, but it's more to it than that. Last night, Caitlin Clark did something that don't happen often in anybody's game, but she had her first 30-point game in the WNBA, and this was her stat line: 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. She broke WNBA records last night. She joined Jewel Lloyd and Asia Wilson from the Aces as the only players with at least 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in a game this season. Yeah. She became the first rookie to have a 35-5 game since Sabrina Lonescu. I believe that's Ionescu. Okay, Ionescu in 2020, and just eighth rookie ever to pull off that feature. She is the only rookie ever to at least have 30 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks in a game. Enjoy Breanna Stewart, Angel McCoughtry, Diana Taurasi. Everybody know who DT is. As the 4th player in WNBA history to hit those numbers. Now, with all that said, the Fever are still 1-7. And the way this roster is looking, it's not going to get any better. But Caitlin is starting to get her growing pains. Also, in other news, Angel Reese recorded her first double-double last night with 11 points and 12 boards with 3 assists and a loss to the Sparks, the Chicago Sky. Now, this is what I want to say in other WNBA news, the teams that are hot right now. Shout out to our girl C, man, from Sports Talk with C, who covers the Connecticut Suns. The Connecticut Sun, bro, are out. I mean, they out the gates real hot, 6-0. Alyssa Thomas, 6-0, man. Alyssa Thomas has been named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week this week. And, hey, man, they just been dominating. Her and DeWanna Bonner is averaging 20, and they're looking like they're ready to rep the East again this year. Remember, last year they lost against the Liberty in that Eastern Conference Finals to go to the finals against the Aces, and they just couldn't do it. It's still early, but the way they playing right now, it's looking real good. Now West, the Aces are looking just as good. I mean, Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, and Jackie Young are averaging 20 a game. And right now I think they're 3-1. They've lost the game, but this is getting ready to be an interesting season in the WNBA, and that's what's going on the East and West.
The Aces are so good, they waived a player by the name of Diasia Fair. She was very, very good. I believe she played at Syracuse. She was a baller. That team's so talented, they ain't have room for her. Also, WNBA, they have very few teams, so a lot of players get waived. The next couple of years, there won't be as much because they have more teams. I think they'll get to at least 15. I think they just got 12 right now.
Golden State and Toronto. So it'll give these ladies some more places to ball. But in my opinion, some of the people sitting on the outside, Indiana, you might want to go look at some free agency. You might want to cut some ties with some folks because, listen, you're getting ready to run Caitlin. Caitlin's averaging, I think, 35 minutes a game, bro. Like, she is not sitting down, and they need help. They need help.
Crispy, I don't watch WWE. If you do, I know a lot of people do. Rob used to or whatever. What do you think of Sexy Red on WWE's NXT last night? I have no idea, but salute. I guess I don't know what she did. I know she rapped real nasty. that's what I know about her. And
I didn't see it, brother. I'm
and
not
also
gonna lie.
they call her
Crispy,
Sexy Red, and she ain't red. And I don't get it. Anyway, go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna leave it at that. No, but to Crispy's point, what he was saying, yes, the Aces are putting money into their franchise.
Yeah,
So yes, their
yeah,
winning is intentional. So when you look, the Aces are being investigated on some stuff, and I didn't want to bring this up. They're being investigated on some under the table types money, getting somebody giving them an endorsement. If you're trying to move the game forward, leave these women alone.
yeah.
Because they wanted to be an even playing field. But the bottom line is some of these people they treating their WNBA team like it's a side hustle. It's like a man who, all right, this is my main hustle, but then I got this little side hustle over here to make a little extra money. And that's kind of how some of these owners are treating their franchise. I think that is getting ready to change. If you look at Chicago's training facilities, the Sky, compared to the Vegas Aces training facilities, you will see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. NHL news, bro.
NHL news, man. Look, we are in the conference finals the same way we are in the NBA. The Panthers versus the Rangers. The series is now tied 2-2. Again, I said this last week. Panthers has never won the Stanley Cup, and the last time the Rangers won was back in '94. Over on the West side, Oilers versus the Stars. The Stars lead that series 2-1. Dallas won the Cup back in '99, and like I said, the Oilers dominated in the late '80s, early '90s. So we're going to get a new Stanley Cup champion this year. But if the Panthers can hold out and beat the Rangers, this will be their first championship if they can pull this one off. But we'll see, because it's kind of kooky how the NHL games go. It's like one team has already played 4 games. The Stars, they've only played 3 games, and they started later. So we'll see what happens on the impact of that one.
All right, man. Let's get into our Soapbox segment.
No doubt.
Soapbox.
Crispy, you silly, but you right.
I gotta give Crispy one. Facts. All right, man. This is our Soapbox segment where me and Rob go back and forth for 2 minutes on whatever's on our mind. Rob normally sounds off on particular sports issues. I normally sound off on whatever. Sometimes we switch, you never know. As tradition, I always let my brother Rob go first. We have a timer that looks like this, and when it's over, we have a buzzer that sounds like this. My brother, is you ready?
I'm ready. Let me tell y'all something, man. Sports experts, we know different than the weatherman. We consider ourselves experts, but let me tell you what happens. The weatherman is the only person you can keep your job, so we thought, and be wrong, because all you got to do is blame it on the Doppler. Well, when it comes to sports, let me tell you what we can blame it on. Them one words who step up and play. I said last week that the Timberwolves was going to sweep. They was next up. They was coming out the West. Who was going to do this with and let me tell you something. It's 2 one words. one that looked like me and one that's from overseas that came together, and they got the T-Wolves looking real crazy along with the camaraderie of that team. And this what goes to show you how camaraderie can beat talent any day. Coaching can beat talent any day. This is what I love about sports, man, because a lot of people will write folks off. Brunson, everybody said New York was crazy. Look what Big Body Brunson did this year. You know what I mean? So I love the fact with sports, this is the beauty of sports. You just never know. We say we experts. We say we do this. It's people that get paid millions. We may be novice to some folks. We might not be experts. In our own mind, we are. Forget what y'all talking about. But even the experts make these mistakes to think that Dallas didn't have a chance, to think that the Celtics wasn't going to get to where they were going to go. The Pacers wasn't going to get. And this is what I love about sports, man. For anybody who don't do sports, this is the reason why you want to do it. This is why I don't gamble also, because I ain't got time for the lines to be jacked up because I thought this person was going to sweep or whatever the case may be. So my soapbox today is this. You can say you're an expert, but until them one words get on that 494, until them one words get on that football field, that 100 yards, whatever the case may be, you got to let them play the game, and then we'll see what's going on when you get on that diamond or on that hockey rink, whatever it is. That's why I love sports, man. Salute to sports, for real, for real.
Big salute. My soapbox is I went to a place that everybody go to at least once or twice in their life, and I went to a funeral last week. To say rest in peace to one of my homies I grew up with by the name of Stephen McCray. Love you, bro. Rest in peace. And it was a great occasion. Some childhood friends I haven't seen in 20 years. We were all in one place for the first time in 20 years. And that was all great. It was such a great thing. Here's the down part. PSA to any person who's giving a eulogy at a funeral. If you don't know the person, limit your eulogy to 15 minutes. Straight up, fam. You can't be talking 45 minutes. You don't even know the person you're giving a eulogy for. Masking it as, well, I just want to, give some flowers and tell some people about Jesus. Hey, that is a great thing. But this is not time where you have, I want to be a pastor tryouts. And that's what happened when I was at a funeral. I got part of what's the famous show where everybody that had Simon Cowell on it, what's that joint called?
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent. You know what I'm saying? I went to preachersgottalent.com. You know what I'm saying? and I was joining, and they were saying my man name wrong. It was all kind of stuff going on. It was a whole message that had nothing to do with if you're preaching a sermon at a funeral, it should be only that, do you want Jesus in your life or not? 15 minutes, man. Strong 15 minutes. Unless you had a real relationship with the person, then you could talk about experiences you had and all that. My guy went on 45 minutes on a subject that ain't really had nothing to do with that. Went to hollering and hooping, and all you heard is a collective in the crowd. Bruh, you struck out. Listen, I hope you get to church. Salute to you. Proud of you for doing that. But, man, that is the most unserious, unsmart thing to do at a funeral, man. Like, what is you doing? And for this, I'm just going to say, what is wrong with you?
Wow.
He was trying out, dog. Hey, but salute to him. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. This is our debate feud segment when me and Rob go back and forth over particular subjects for 5 minutes. You have a time that look like this. When it's over, you have a buzzer that sounds like this. I always go in. Rob always go in, and let's both go in. Here we go. Here's the first question of the night. Have the Celtics' path to the finals been easy? Have the Celtics' path to the finals been easy? Mr. Davis, what do you think?
Yes. Listen, man, the Celtics are 12-2. Hey, look, they are 12-2 in these playoffs. Round one, they played a depleted Miami Heat squad, and they gave up one game, and they won 4-1. Next round, they played an injured Cavs squad and gave up one game. This round, they played an injured and they top player, just like in round one, and just like in round two. They top player went out in game two. He went out, and they swept them.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It ain't the Celtics' fault.
No.
You play the team to get in front of you. But to answer your question, yes, and we'll go in a little more after that, brother.
Have the Celtics' path to the finals been easy? Absolutely. It's been absolutely easy. Matter of fact, it's been banana peel easy. Now, I think the biggest challenge they had was with Indiana. Biggest challenge, no disrespect. Indiana did not get a win, but I think Indiana gave them a better challenge than your Miami Heat did. Miami Heat got ultra hot one game and bombed them out in threes. But 3 of the games with the Pacers went down to the wire. You know what I'm saying? Pacers gave them 2 wins. Gift wrapped them 2 wins. But, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Merry Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Christmas in summer. I think they have a very easy path, and it's not to their fault of their own. They had to win the game still. But they had a very easy path, and I don't think they have really been tested. And I think they're going to be in a rude awakening whoever they play in the West. Because not that I don't think they're good enough to beat anybody. They are good enough. They very, very good. But they ain't been tested at all, in my opinion. The biggest test they have is with Indiana without Halliburton. So
yeah, I think they positioned themselves. They had the best record. Yeah. They were number one. This is just they positioned themselves to be exactly here. And to their credit, they're injured also. Porzingis haven't played.
That's true.
They've been playing. White has stepped up and has been out of his freaking mind playing in these playoffs. Like, White with no hair it's totally different.
Whole new level.
It's a whole new level. And not only that, we've been on a coach all season long. My man made adjustments.
He did.
My man used timeouts. My man made challenges because he realized, hey, I can't take the timeouts to the next game. And he started doing what he needed to do, and he stepped up. And what I loved about it, because I watched that last game, Jaylen Brown, I think, is one of the most underrated superstars out here. Yeah. You know what I mean? And yes, I'm calling superstars because he stepped up, and he also was the Eastern Conference player, the Eastern Conference Finals player of the whatever of the
MVP.
The MVP. Thank you.
Yeah.
So they added that trophy, but very well deserved because Jaylen is the one that hit the tough threes. Or when the three left his hand after the buzzer, he came right back down. Was like, well, shoot, I'm gonna shoot another one. He attacked the basket. So Tatum did his thing also. But hey, they playing the cards they were dealt, and now they're here.
Yeah, man. I think I agree with you, Joe Mazzulla. We have been on him all year. I know I have in particular, and I think he coached pretty well. I think the coach for the Pacers is probably Rick Carlisle is a better coach, but he did not look like a better coach in this series, and we can't say coaching has nothing to do with it. You know, now I don't think it hurts the Celtics as much having an injury to Porzingis. Porzingis is not a 48-minute player anyway. Right. You know, he's always been injury prone. I think they was already good before that, but other than that, I think you had to win. Like that overtime win they had to win that game. You know what I'm saying? And Jaylen Brown, like you said, Jaylen Brown has the heart we want Tatum to have. Tatum has the talent of LeBron, but he don't have the heart. He had the heart of I ain't gonna call that man cowardly lion, but I'm just saying basketball heart. He don't have that killer, you know. So Jaylen Brown got it. He got it. And Jaylen Brown, like you said, does not get the credit that he should. So much so that he won the award. He's like, I can't believe I won some cuss word. Yeah. You know, he can't believe it.
Right. Because, like you said, he get overlooked. But we all thought they were crazy to go pick up Drew Holiday and let go of Marcus Smart. Now you understand why. Because this is what you got to understand for young talent. And I know Crispy said, how can you manage timeouts? My man just don't call them. That's what his problem was all year. My man kept timeouts that he could have used that would have been valuable, and he did that in this series. I really saw him use timeouts when people went on runs. He didn't just sit over there with his arms folded, looking crazy. He called a timeout. But to their credit and everything that they're doing with trading Smart away and bringing in, and this is what young mentality. Young people can't handle the old school in your face. Hey, MF, you better get out there and do the blah, blah, blah. That was Marcus Smart. Right. And Tatum and Brown didn't handle that well. Yet you have your boy Holiday come in, same type defense, same type leadership, but a different leadership style. And it works, and you seeing it work on the court.
Yeah. One thing I will say this, though, about Rick Carlisle, man, I think he's a better coach, but he messed up. He did what Joe Mazzulla was doing. He didn't call timeout. On that last game, they had a chance to win the game. He did not call timeout. He was very bad. On the overtime game that they lost, they could have called timeout when when they was trying to get the ball into Siakam, and instead of Siakam, it was brain farts all over the court. It was tick for tat where they both was reaching for the ball, and Siakam reached and hit it again. He should just let it go out, because then they would have reviewed it. They might have got the ball. I just think that's a young team that was vomiting basically all over themselves when it came to clutch time. And Rick Carlisle was messing up too, because he was trying to do that Joe Mazzulla stuff where it's like, okay, you got yourself, as a team, I'm saying, you got yourself in trouble. I'm going to let you play yourself out. No, call the timeout. Break the momentum. I mean, on 2K, what do you do when a run gets to going? Call timeout. Even on the video game, you know it. You know what I mean? And Marquis says Celtics should win the finals this year. I don't know. Maybe. This is the best chance they ever had.
10-4 hat moment.
Okay.
Bill Walton did pass away. It would be the perfect ending. Hey, say what you want. LeBron and them won it the year Kobe passed. That's all I'm saying. When the Rams played in Georgia. Hey, look, when the Rams say, we're taking Georgia to Georgia. Remember when Georgia owned the Rams and they went to Georgia and won the Super Bowl? Man, come on, man. I'm telling y'all, the Celtics should win this year if they go with my little 10-4 hat, because it came on.
On that note, I'm just gonna pass on that one. All right, next subject. With the T-Wolves getting a win, Did they find something to help win the series? With the T-Wolves getting a win last night, did they find something to help win the series? What you think, bro?
Hit that note button for me.
No.
Let me tell you what the T-Wolves found last night. Lively is a problem. My man Lively was hurt with a sprained neck. If Lively plays again, T-Wolves going night-night, one words. Yeah. I'm letting y'all know that right now because he is a problem. He's more athletic than Gobert. See, last night, this is what happened. Gobert and Towns got off because it's only Gafford down there, and they couldn't do anything. And the other player who just came back, I think Kessler, who just came back from an injury. Who?
Maxi Kleber.
Yeah, Kleber. That one word. He just got back from an injury. He didn't even feel right shooting threes last night because he hadn't been in game mode, and that's what he do. So Lively not being out there shows you. If Lively plays in Game 5, I'm letting y'all know now. This is a gentleman's sweep. That's just what is about to be. If Lively is 100% to play in that game, he's your X factor.
I'm gonna come from another angle. I think they did find something to help win the series. And this is what it is. They broke Cat out of his slump. The reason the Wolves have been losing is because, one, Luka and Kyrie are cold. Now, we got to give them that. They are super cold. They're great closers, but they had a great combination. Number one, Luka and Kyrie had off nights collectively for the first time like most of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And number two, Edwards decided to stop going all the way to the hole and start doing them pull-up jumpers. And it was open every time, and he was cashing them joints. Think about it. Every one of them was he's walking. As soon as he went around the screen, he went right up there, a little bit free throw line extended, basically. Cash all day. One of the last shot he hit was a bank shot. You know how good you got to be feeling to do a bank shot in the game? Yeah. With the game on the line?
I mean, hey.
You got to be feeling good. Cash, you know what I'm saying? All day. And, man, the way he shoots is so perfect because he shoots straight up, he jumps straight up, he jumps very high. It's hard to block. Now, do I actually think they're going to pull off the upset of all upsets that has never been done in the NBA? I have an answer for that.
No.
I don't believe they can actually do it, but I believe they are the one team that could do it because the Mavs are not that much better than them. The Mavs are winning these games because there are two vets closing the game. And the point that you brought out, that you got Lively and Big Gafford down there, and they cannot deal with that. They're more athletic than the Timberwolves bigs, and that is why they are winning. And like you said, when Lively went down, their advantage just left because neither one of them are actually post-up threats. Neither one of them going to do a drop step or anything like that. You know, also another reason I think there is a chance that the T-Wolves can win. Cat went down low first and then started shooting threes. Cat actually has a post-up game. He just don't do it.
He don't like using it.
He don't like using it. He's very good at a post-up game, and his advantage on this against the Mavs is not shooting threes. It's a post-up game, but he doesn't use it. So there's a chance, but it's a ridiculous mountain. It's Mount Everest level. My man, Mount, what's the mountain out there?
You said
Marquise
right.
out there on the West Coast. Nah, but it's one out there that he knows about out there in Seattle area. But whatever, it's that level of mountain for you to climb. But it is possible with that team. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna say this. First of all, Mr. Marquise, anybody can be a one word. I don't care who you are on the Not the Same podcast. Any creed, woman, man, boy, girl. If you're acting like one, you a one word. So I gotta put that out there. He a one word. That one word came off an injury and couldn't even shoot. He couldn't even make a layup. Now, back to
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. Discriminate around here. Everybody get that one word. We had an old one word that owned a football team be the one word of the day one time.
Matt Rainier, appreciate you, Marquise. Matt Rainier, that big mountain
so
on the
back
West
to
Coast.
this series. I originally said T-Wolves in 6, Mavs in 7. That was my original, and then the Mavs just made me eat crow, bro, because I was like, who gonna stop Edwards? Who gonna do this? And Gobert and Towns. And I didn't put in the Gafford and Lively factor. If Lively plays in Game 5, I'm telling y'all right now, they can go ahead and it's gonna be a easy roll home. Just get in your car and go home, fam.
Facts.
You get what I mean? Because Lively brings something totally different And I didn't realize that. This rookie is, listen, man, they go down lobs all day long because
All
they're
day.
so focused on Kyrie and Luka that the lob is open almost every other play down low because they too worried about those two. When you take that away, that's why I said, man, look, role players play better at home. We all know this. But these guys have confidence. And if he can get back and play, they're gonna send it back.
Marquis said something I was just about to bring up. Edwards stops Edwards. That is the point.
That is
Edwards
true.
was unaggressive also in the first games. Now, let's say this. Another key thing that Chris Finch, the coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, did, he switched Edwards off of Kyrie and put him on Luka. Luka shot 5 for 15 last night. Now,
he did.
I'm not gonna say that's all on Edwards. Edwards, I think Luka was just off.
He was off.
Because
he shot some shots that was questionable, bro.
Yes. But also putting what's the long dude for them? I forgot the old dude name that they put on Kyrie. That also made a difference. That he was sticking Luka at first. McDaniels.
Yeah.
So they switched the roles, and at the end of this game, number one, also Edwards was not wore out at the end of the game. That was the difference.
He didn't
but
look tired.
We have to say this too. This is in desperation mode because they would have lost last night. So we'll see if they can do it 3 more times. I don't believe it. I don't believe they're beating
the wire, bro.
I don't believe they are beating the Mavericks 4 times in a row, because here's a point that we have forgot as a whole NBA collective, because everybody started fawning over Edwards because he was so good. Oh, he's like Jordan and all that. You know, he is like Jordan in some ways, but he's not like Jordan in another way. He is not the level of winner as Jordan, but he has some of the intangibles. But I think we just won't, and this should be one of our questions. It's not on there. We just want a face of a league so bad that we just gonna force it on my guy. Listen, one of the faces of the league is gonna be somebody y'all don't want. Luka Doncic. I'm sorry, because the 2 best players in the NBA right now, on my record, is Jokic, a foreigner, and Luka.
Yeah.
Argue with the wall.
And if you want to say
argue
third,
with your refrigerator.
SGA.
3 foreigners. I'm sorry. And the most closest one that we can kind of claim is SGA because Canada is part of North America. We say, he kind of American. You know what I'm saying? But all the rest of them dudes overseas, I'm sorry. Luka is cold. You cannot speed him up. You cannot make him do what he don't want to do. He was just missing shots last night. At the end of the day, I don't think it had nothing to do with Edwards. The only person I seen that really bothered Luka is the guy for Dort for Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He bothered Luka. Now, he bothered Luka a little bit because you got to be big enough. Luka is huge, dog. Luka is 6'9". Listen, I know he probably weigh on the sheet about 260 or something. Nah, that dude about 300 pounds out there. Luka is not what you call perfectly in shape. But he is cold with it. He is cold.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Period.
He been playing pro ball since 14, bro.
Marquis say Tatum and Edwards is in that tier too, though. Yes, but they're not to that. I think they are in that tier. I think even Tatum, I put Tatum above Edwards. Because Tatum has been to the finals multiple times with different people on his team. But Tatum, when we say face of the league, he don't have the personality. The reason we love Edwards so much because he has that bright, comical personality. Yeah. But I'm going to say this before we move on because I
got one more after that too.
Yeah. So I say this before we move on. This is what the NBA is not ready for, but this is what it's going to be. There ain't going to be no face of the league. It's going to be faces. We got to deal with it. It's going to be faces. The era of Jordan running the whole league and it's only him and everybody just care about Jordan, that's gone. The era of LeBron only being the person everybody care about, that's gone. There's going to be a lot of good players. Yeah. Period. The NBA has changed. All right, bro. Go to our next one. Yeah. Okay, next one. Are the WNBA vets wrong for going extra hard at Caitlin Clark, or is it just basketball? Once again, are the WNBA vets wrong for going extra hard? And what I mean by extra hard, giving her hard fouls, beating her up, basically. Beating her up at Caitlin Clark, or is it just basketball? Mr. Davis.
It's basketball, but even more to that, the WNBA been around for 27 years, bro. You know what I mean? And we can say what we want. They're still here. This league did not fold. There has been professional leagues that folded. 27 years is nothing to sneeze at. Most of the
Not at
fans
all.
of the WNBA, or the younger fans, not 27 years old, when you look at the up and coming
Yeah.
ladies that are in the thing.
Yeah.
This is the current stars. Look, man, this is what current stars who've been balling saying. Yo, put some respect on our name. We've been
Mm-hmm.
doing this. And
Mm-hmm.
y'all making it seem like we just got this good because she's here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because college basketball on all levels get more attention than
Mm-hmm.
pros,
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin just got it.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin has the Larry Bird effect. She's the great white hope.
Mm-hmm.
Not hype, hope, because
Mm-hmm.
it was Magic Johnson and Magic and Magic and Magic and Magic, and Larry
Mm-hmm.
Bird came out of nowhere and he
Mm-hmm.
could back it up. You know what I mean? Out of French Lick, he could back it up to the
Mm-hmm.
point where Bird was so cold he got mad if you put a white person on him to check him.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't give me your best player.
Facts.
And Caitlin is going through that. She's the home. Think about this. Larry Bird was the homegrown looking guy. He's normal. He's not flashy. That's
Right.
Caitlin Clark. She is the typical All-American, and this is not a racial statement I'm making. She is the poster child of the typical American white girl.
Yes.
Plain Jane.
Yes.
Just plain.
Yes.
You
She's
dig what
no
I'm saying?
debutante
If you
at
put her
all.
in an Amish dress, she would fit. And I'm just because there's just hear what I'm saying. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying she fits that mold, and the media has turned it into Caitlin versus the league. Caitlin's gonna save the league, but the league been around for 27 years, and these players put some respect on our name.
Okay, for the second part of the question, are the vets wrong for going extra hard at Caitlin Clark?
No.
Not at all. Not at all. She got to get tougher. Now, what I would suggest, Caitlin Clark, snap on some of these folks. Snap on them. Listen, you grown too. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you can be mad, vet players. You can be mad that she's getting all this attention, right? She still dropped 30 on somebody's head. The team that she played for sucks, but it's not because of her. That team already sucked. You did what I'm saying? They was already trash. I know, I ain't cursed. No, it wasn't even like that. But I'm just saying, that team was already trash. They'd had the number 1 pick 2 years in a row. They've been trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now, do I think, are they wrong for going a little extra hard? They are going a little hard because a lot of them, man, let's be honest, they butt hurt. They feelings are hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they didn't do this for us and all that. But here's reality. Listen, she's not you in productivity. You're not her in popularity. Period. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Yo, there's a lot of people thought that, let me give you an example. A lot of people thought that Hakeem Olajuwon was better than Shaq. Who was more popular?
Yeah.
Shaq. Shaq would say Hakeem Olajuwon was better than me. Who was more popular? Why? Hakeem Olajuwon didn't have no bubbly personality. Number one. Number two, Hakeem Olajuwon was a Muslim man that did Ramadan and stuff like that. It wasn't popular at the time. He was awesome though. But I think he may have been better than Shaq in some ways. Shaq was dominant, but Shaq had the big personality. He's rapping. He's doing everything, okay? Caitlin Clark is popular for another reason. It's not that her personality is so bubbly. She is a female player that plays like Steph Curry, one of the most favorite NBA players in history. Why is Steph Curry so popular? Because he's short. And you watch him play and you be like, I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? He's not going around dunking on everybody, although he can dunk.
He can dunk.
He just don't. He can dunk. He do backwards dunks, 3-6. He do all kind of stuff. He just don't. So the same way with Caitlin Clark, she does that, and they like, man, we gonna show her, welcome to the league and all that, just like Taurasi was saying back in the tournament. But I say this though, them players could be mad all they want. She's gonna be awesome. Period.
Oh yeah.
You can hate her all you want, and like
Yeah.
I said earlier, she should snap on these folks. Just like remember when Ja came to the league, you better ask these bleeply bleeps about me. She need to be like that. All that Miss Nice Girl stuff, hang that up because they ain't being nice with you. All right, then punish them folks out there. Go ahead, bro.
It's gonna happen because she has to. It's the transition of I'm a pro now. I don't have to worry about NCAA sanctions. I might get a little fine, but shoot, State Farm can handle that. Yeah, and you're right. Not only did she box, not only did she score 30, she had 35 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks last night.
Yeah.
Look, like I say, she's breaking records. The moment she get her feet under her and she understands what's going on, Caitlin's going to be a problem. Same way they felt. It's the butthurt part to me is this. They're getting too much attention and shine. And I think this is where it comes to old school and new school. The new school is social media age. You dig what I mean? NIL deal age. And the old schools who've been doing this and paved the way, y'all just got to get used to it. This is just the way it is. So DT has always, Diana Taurasi, she's always had the money. She was up at Connecticut. You best believe she was getting her bread. She's the face. She's the face, one of the faces of the league in the WNBA. And now there's a new face coming in, along with these other faces, the Angel Reeses, the Caitlin Clarks. And you have to understand, Diana, you got about a year or two left on your career.
You're almost done.
You're almost done. Right. And these young girls coming in, and so y'all trying to show them, oh, we're gonna teach them a lesson. They do it in every rookie get it in every sport. NFL, oh, I'm gonna lay them on his tail. NBA, oh, I'm gonna hard foul them. You get back up and keep it pushing. You see, they yoked the mess out of Angel Reese. She got right back up and kept it pushing.
And look at her response.
Yeah, good. Now, need to come to me.
Let me say this, and then we'll move on. I put this up here for what Marquise said. She's getting charter flights, and they getting charter buses. Listen, this may be true. Here's why she's getting charter flights. Rob can attest to this. In the Dallas airport, this lady was mobbed. So WNBA players who you feel mad that I'm getting a charter bus, when you go out in public, do you get mobbed? Answer that truthfully. See what I'm saying? That is a protection from her. Are you that level of star? Like, you could be mad and be like, I got more achievements and all that. Okay, but you being a level of star does not mean nothing about your achievements. This is a popularity contest. Period. Like Rob said. That's what it is. This is the new age. Period. This is the new right now. And right now, social media and likes and blah, 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 blah. And she is one of those people, just like Zion was before he came into the league. Zion was going to be popular. Zion was going to get rushed in airports and all that even before he ever put on the Pelicans uniform. Why? Because of the same thing, social media. And that's it.
Hey, I'll say this about social media and we can go on. When they give you the NIL deals and how much money they making, do you know what they show you before any of that? How many followers they have. That is one of the ways of how they get their money. This person has 3 million followers and they're making $10 million. It's about the followers, and that's what the old school don't get. It's about the likes, clicks, and follows. Correct. You know, we're not just saying it on this show. Shoot, give us some in the millions.
I mean,
real talk. On to the next topic.
All right, next subject. Was Bronny James right to stay in the draft rather than go back to college? Was Bronny James, LeBron James' son, right to stay in the draft rather than go back to college? I got that backwards. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Bronny is, look, yes. I'm going to tell you why. He's smart because of who his father is. And you better use that privilege. You better use that nepotism to the fullest, my brother. I'm telling you right now, because as a father, if I had that much pull, all my boys would be in the NBA, the ones that play ball. They all would be in the NBA right now, balling.
Yeah.
Look at Giannis and his brother in Milwaukee. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. For a business decision when it comes to money, yes. For basketball reasons, no. He should have went back to college. That's my opinion. But for a business decision, and I don't think he made this decision. I think LeBron made this decision. How do I know? He will only work out for certain teams. He's acting like a top 10 lottery pick. He is not that. He is not that, but he is being treated like that. He only will work out for LA, Phoenix, and I think one other team, which is basically any team 3 hours away from LA where he stays right now. Oh, I'll work out for them. Here's a real thing. Here's a real thing about Bronny James. When I heard him talk, I liked him. He sounded good. He sounded humble. But his father is LeBron James, one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. Some people would say he's the GOAT. I don't agree, but I can understand why you say that. But here's the point. LeBron James, if you ever happen to just be scrolling on YouTube and you see this, number one, donate to the Not the Same podcast. We appreciate it. You ain't got to give us $1 million. Give us about $500,000. We'll make it work good. It's a good investment. But no, seriously, let your son make his own way. he'll be a better player. If he got to go to G League a few years, go to the G League. You know what I'm saying? If you go to G League 3 years, let him work your way up. It's not a demerit to go to the G League. There's a lot of all-stars that's been in the G League. You know who was a great G League player? Chris Middleton. He's considered one of the great NBA players now. Not great, but very, very good. High level. You know what I'm saying? Nobody says Chris Middleton is whack. Matter of fact, when they won the chip, they said Chris Middleton got the sauce, and Giannis just big, running around here like Shaq.
Yeah.
Remember that? You know what I'm saying? The players respected Chris Middleton more so than Giannis. So there's no shame in you being in the G League, man. I think it'd be better for the kid. What's going to actually happen? LeBron going to put pressure and make the Lakers probably going to draft him. You know what I'm saying? And he's not going to be good enough to play. And somebody going to have some kahunas and be like, look, man, he ain't good enough. Bron, I love you. We don't want you to leave, but hey, dog, you about 40 anyway. You one of the best to ever play, but dog, he ain't good enough. Period. Go ahead, bro.
I think like some of the people in the comments are saying, Bronny could be a good player with the right development. But let me tell you something. These are Bronny's college choices that's left. Duquesne, Oregon, Ohio State, UCLA, SMU, and Jackson State, which says a lot because they're not recruiting him.
Right.
He would have to pay to go play. And if you're going to have to pay to play, the fact that, and no disrespect to HBCU alumni, the fact that Jackson State is on there says that he's want to go somewhere where he's going to get some playing time and get signed and get media ready because it'll be a circus. The same way when Jackson State had Dion, it would be a circus. And then you're going to get the jealousy and the envy and all of that stuff starting up saying, no. Anybody that's a top tier player that's like where Bronny is supposed to be, because he's only ranked 54. He was 98 going into the NBA Combine, and then he jumped up to 54. So salute, because he did some stuff. Yeah. But he needs to be developed. He had a good combine. He needs to be developed. Summer League is coming. Some other stuff is we'll see what happens. Right now, he projected to go late second round. At 54, you may be Mr. Irrelevant, is what they call it in the NFL, but you may be Jokic. Jokic was the last pick in the NBA draft. Look at him now, 3-time MVP.
Best player in the NBA.
Best player in the NBA. So it doesn't matter about your rankings. It matters what you do when you get out there on that court. And I think Bronny does have IQ. It's just who his daddy is, bro.
I think that'll be his undoing if his daddy don't get out the way. Let the boy do it on his own. You know what I'm saying? If he had to go to a team that you don't want him to go to, fine. He has to grow up. You don't get everything your way. You feel what I'm saying? If you got to go to the Wizards, okay, make the Wizards good. You know what I'm saying? This is not like what they're trying to do is trying to do like, you remember when Eli Manning came out and you know he's supposed to get drafted to San Diego and they ain't want it and they pushed him and made him go to New York.
Yeah, Archie Manning made sure Eli end up in New York.
Here's the thing. Eli ain't better than Peyton, but Eli was a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Wasn't better than Peyton. Okay. In comparison to different sports, Bronny ain't no Eli. You know what I'm saying? Bronny ain't no what's a bad quarter? I mean, he's unproven. And Marquis said, I think his size is the biggest issue. Here's the thing, and I say this. I think the NBA player of the Bron James family is not Bronny. I think it's Bryce. I think he's putting too much effort in the wrong kid. You know what I'm saying?
You silly, bro.
Bryce is 6'7". Bryce can shoot. Bryce 6'7" with long arms and athleticism means NBA player. You could be a 6'7" player that can't shoot and play in the league. You remember Derrick Jones that used to play for y'all Miami Heat? Back when he played with the Heat, he couldn't shoot as good. He could jump though, right?
But he could jump out the building.
He jump out the gym. He got long arms, right? And he's still playing. Now he can shoot. You will always have a spot in the league, 6'7", with long arms, you'll be able to play. 6'1", you're supposed to be a point guard. You're supposed to either have great point guard skills or either you got to shoot the cover off the ball. He has neither. So I think his best hope is to be a short, market smart type player. That's his hope. That's my opinion. But we'll see.
We'll find out what happens with him, man. They going crazy over
Crispy
here.
said Bronny needs to sign with Big Baller Brand and get adopted so he can get a roster spot in the league. Whatever, Crispy. All right, man. Last one for today. I think it's one more.
That was it, brother.
No, that was it. All right, man.
Yeah.
So You said you had one more you wanted to add before we get
No,
up
it
out of
was,
here?
it was about Damon Anthony Edwards. It was going back to that Timberwolves series. We
Okay,
were so
let's
quick.
go.
We got so excited of how the T-Wolves ran through the playoffs that
Yes.
we missed out. We didn't see the fatigue factor. Like the 7 games it took them to beat Denver. And then in that 7th game, they had to come back down by 20. So
Yeah.
if they've caught their second win, could it go 6 or 7? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that happening. But you said something to me when I said, yeah, they're up next. Who gonna beat them? They gonna win the championship. You said it. They ain't won nothing. So he's not it yet. Until he wins
No.
something, he not it.
No.
And again, with the way things are going, the Celtics might mess around and it may be the Celtics and refs against whoever come out that West, and they just gonna have to flat out win. And yes, that does happen. That's not a tinfoil hat. That happens. So
I don't think it'll be the rest of. I think now the media and the NBA will want the Celtics to win, and it may be some calls go that way, but I think the Celtics are good enough to just win. Period. But I think the West team's gonna be more battle tested. That's all. But when it comes to talent, Celtics are deep, bro.
they deep, bro.
Deep. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They third
Yeah.
player would be a second player on most teams.
Yeah.
Derek White would be a second player on most teams right now. Derek White is very, very good. Drew Holiday is very, very good.
Oh,
Milwaukee ain't looked the same since Drew Holiday walked out that building. I bet they really regret that. Because, listen, you can say Giannis ain't got another star. You know who brought you a chip? Drew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or Drew.
Yeah.
JRU. I don't know how they did that. But, yeah, they brought him a chip. That other person did. As for the Wolves, man, they coming. And like you said, I think, like I say, man, I think the NBA has had face of the league porn, so to speak. Somebody got to be the face of the league.
Somebody got to be it.
Somebody got to be it because they fearing LeBron leaving. LeBron will be 40 next year. LeBron, he is one of the most in shape superstars ever, and I think he probably could play to like 42 if he wanted to. I don't think he'll play much more past next year. I think next year will probably be his last year. He probably announce it, especially if they suck. He'll announce it in the middle of the season so he can get all the love, so for the rest of the season. But as for Minnesota, yes, they are next up if they're able to keep that team together. They have some very high-priced people. Like, Cat is not the perfect fit, and this man's going to make like $60 million a year. He's going to be hard to trade. And as for the rest of their role players, their point guard is Mike Conley. Mike Conley is 38 years old. Not a lot of gas left in the tank. You know what I'm saying? So they have to make some smart moves. And they got this ownership thing kind of going with them. So this is the year for them to go on and do it. But I think push come to shove, if I have to really put it down against either Dallas or Minnesota, I'm going to say the Celtics. Because if they don't get it this year, blow it up.
They're going to have to.
Yeah, if they don't get it this year, blow it up. They had the easiest path. You know what I'm saying? They came out basically unscathed with no injuries except for Porzingis, which you had him on injury reserve all season anyway. That shouldn't have been a shock. He'll be back for the finals. Like, if they don't get it this year, hey, blow it up. Blow it all up, start over, my opinion.
No, that's good stuff, man. So who you got? Mavs or T-Wolves?
Mavs.
All right. Yep. I think the Mavs will win. I think the Mavs will win tomorrow night. You know what I mean? They get that extra day of rest. Lively get that extra day of rest. If they were smart, they travel today so they can get them off of the jet lag and get rest for I think it's the same time zone, so that's not a big deal.
They're both central. Yeah,
and,
the reason.
Go from there.
Go ahead, bro. My bad.
No, that's it.
No, the reason I say the Mavs is this, man, because you had Luka and Kyrie bad both in the same game. That ain't happening again. One of them gonna be good tomorrow. Now, and you had Cat. Now, Cat and Anthony may be better. Who I want over Cat and Anthony or Kyrie and Luka, I'm going to pick Kyrie and Luka. Sorry. Battle tested Kyrie. Kyrie hit a big shot in the finals. None of them other players have. Luka has been good since he was like having a bottle. This dude was created to play ball. Look up his history. His dad played with Drazen Petrovic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This man was born to play ball. He started playing professionally at 13 years old.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Playing overseas where when you lose, they throw bottle rockets and bottles at you. Like, he is not fazed by this NBA playoffs at all. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, last thing, Marquis says last year they got hurt. Tatum hurt his ankle and was limping last year. Yeah. But this year, everybody healthy. They should be able. I give them a good shot. I say that.
if they win, it gets the quote unquote monkey off of Tatum's back, or that black spot that he has over him right now.
Yeah.
But they got it. They got to win.
They got
now.
to.
Whoever comes out the West, it's a success as far as how far they went. That's a successful season.
Yeah.
It's win or bust. You know what I mean? It is win or bust for the Celtics. They have to win this season.
So much for the Celtics. Nobody even cares about Celtics. They had like a 60% winning percentage this year. Nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? Nope. They won like 60 games. Nobody gave.
It's crazy. They was never part of the storyline.
They were so good. They was boring to people.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, that series has been boring. The Miami series, boring. Yeah. Cleveland series, boring. Now, the Pacers made it, even though they swept them. Those were good games at the end. So I can't call that series boring.
It wasn't because of the Celtics. It's because of the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? Because they're such an exciting team. And as we sign off, man, hey, Pacers got a bright future, bro. They young. They good. They was playing without Benedict Mathurin the whole series.
Yeah, the whole series,
what I'm saying?
Bro.
Who's very nice. And then they got these dudes to step up in big ways that you did not know. You know what I'm saying? So they got a very, very good team, and they all young. They ain't going nowhere. Now,
they average in mid-20s.
Now, I'm going to be honest, though. I say this. I'm not sure Halliburton is that one guy, though. I think he like a 1B. You know what I'm saying? He has to learn how to take over games for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, kill. He ain't got kill mode for real. You know what I'm saying? He had chances to win the game. He dribbling off his foot, fade away. Nah, dog. Kill mode. Now, he can learn it. He can definitely learn it, but not yet, though.
Yeah,
all right, bro.
Yeah, that's all right. Yo, quick question for y'all, man. Have you ever thought, I really enjoy what these guys are doing with this podcast.
Boy,
how can I help support them? How can I help be a blessing?
Right. We ain't talk about this.
Yo, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. So on those days where we do got to go live an hour early or 2 hours or a day early, you guys will know it. So I appreciate everybody sliding through in the comments. Yeah, but you can hit the notification, subscribe. That's a way that you can support us. Not the Same Podcast at the Cash App, and Not the Same Podcast.com/support. You can see the last 3 episodes of everything that we're doing here on the Not the Same Podcast. And we also want to say and give a special shout out to our re-listeners on the audio only on the podcast outlets such as Spotify, iTunes, and all of those spots you may get your podcast services, Amazon, and so forth.
Marquise says, is Halliburton not the one guy? Is he a one word? I got an answer for that, Marquise.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
You seen that boy daddy?
Yeah.
No doubt of that. No doubt about that. All right, man.
Just like Patrick Mahomes' daddy.
Yes.
He a one word. I don't care what he look like. I don't care what he sounds. I don't care who he's married to.
How much he look like Sideshow Bob and how proper he can talk. That boy is a one word.
He's a one word.
With that being said, hey, man, if you enjoy music, man, come back with us tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Yo, check this out. We will be having our Music and Faith show where, Just James, I thought I was early. I guess I was late. Just James, I got an answer for you too, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, keep them notifications on, my guy. You can hit rewind now. We love you, Just James. But yeah, man, hey, tune in tomorrow night for our Music and Faith show where we play the latest and greatest CHH music and the latest and greatest of positive hip-hop. I said positive. Hear that closely. We play both on there. So tune in. We have some very, very dope, intriguing topics. Trust me, we get deep. We get deep.
Yeah.
We go from holiness and faith to Diddy. Every extreme we talk about here on the Not the Same Podcast. So tune in tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. With that being said, I'm C-Micah.
I'm Robert Dean.
We see y'all tomorrow night. We out.
Yeah, man.
Christ lives in us, so we gave us the strength, so we gave us the power, so we